just to tie. But they're looking to tie. They're looking for a championship title of their own. Let's see if they can still get it though in the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, and they almost got the chicken dinner in match number 4. Not gonna lie about that. I think it was more of Boom putting on an amazing performance because they were at a disadvantage on the lower ground. The Infinity had the high ground advantage, but yet again, Boom, they still managed to beat the odds to get that chicken dinner. That was amazing. But nevertheless, no chicken, no problem so far for the Infinity to hold on to the #1 spot. But speaking about holding on, you might want to hold on to the baby.
Well, you can be the baby. All you have to do is just get your hands on the BBU's voice pack, and you will be pampered all day long and probably get carried. Or you'll be the one carrying with that motivation coming from BBU. Other than BBU, you can also get your hands on voice packs from Baby Lamute, Capone, Sue Noahs, and also Tony K.
Yeah, grab the voice packs. They are limited. They might go away. So you don't want to miss out on all these. And collect the voice packs as well. For those of you who collected before, you don't want to miss out on the entire collection.
That's right, we do have the Masked Crusader set in the brand new Royale Pass that's currently up and running. So make sure you guys inform your friends, play some games together, and that will make it a lot easier for you to secure all these great skins in the game.
Speaking about great skins, so the first original PUBG Mobile sports car is an amazing skin, I can tell you that. True speed, real attitude. By getting this, well, I'm not too sure if it increases the speed of your vehicle in the game, but it definitely shows your real attitude inside of it.
That's right, and not only that, you could have elemental forces here with Bobo Boy coming in hot, where you can basically get more of all these cool gears to look exactly like the animation itself.
Yeah, these are amazing stuff here. I really like this, and you can get it inside the game right now. But what you can get as well are physical items if you join the watch party that's happening on the 29th and 30th of October, 5 p.m. at Lepaking, Kuala Lumpur. And do celebrate the top 4 from the PMCC teams that will see the light of PMNC, and they will also have a shot onto the PMPL for the next season. 4 slots. We normally have only 1 slot, but this time 4 slots. A lot's on the line.
Yeah, and these few slots here will put, of course, all of these players on the test in the global stages. So I really do wonder, are they actually ready for PMGC? That's going to be happening down the line in the future. But let's go for some predictions. And I'm going to switch things around. I just did calculations and all. And I think Infinity could have had it in back so long as it win this round.
You think that's going to save you from being shaved bald?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Good that you admit that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's about it for
Yeah.
the predictions. But you guys can input your predictions. So I want to hear your thoughts on Buram United as well. Because Buram United, I think like it seems to be a little bit more of a shaky round for them in the past matchup. They were all around shooting range, but they didn't seem to get much at all.
Well, I'm just putting in the possibility of like, because they got the chicken dinner yesterday, right? So inside Irango. So I thought, that, okay, why not just put in a Buram United in there? Because to be fair, we did the predictions before the show started. Right. So whatever that we see yesterday was the latest data that we can use to kind of make our predictions. So Buram United for Irango. Let's go.
That's right, and here we have a few things that we still have been asking overall. Can Boom Esports make the cut? If they do get one more chicken dinner, I think it seals the deal. TM so far has been struggling. Who's to say that they won't be able to inch back up? So with that, I think like it all boils down to how all these teams play, whether if they want to be active or passive. And every other team involved in the middle of the pack here will also cause discrepancy to the 2 storylines that we do have.
I'm just going to flip the card, right? If Tem Entertainment loses their slot on the PMGC because of their performance, they're kicking themselves.
Yeah, and it definitely has been quite a painful past few rounds. And with that, it's time to go into Aragon.
All right, Irango, we have 2 more games to go, but if any of those big teams put in a superb performance, They might close up this tournament and we might see our crown champions in this round, but we'll need to see what happens. It is a tough call right now. Everyone's so close to each other. Military base upon the Severny, a nicely cut fight path right in the middle. That means teams can drop into their natural draw spot immediately, and it should be safely.
Yeah, and I guess like this is where it goes down to how the first phase will appear. We see very little military base circles throughout the grand finals. Majority of the region was covering around that Isnaya 70 sector, and even in the past match, it was just across slightly towards the left onto the shooting range. And I believe that was another time over the Gekka. What if we do get a circle around shelter?
Shelter? Kind of okay. I'm a bigger fan of military base.
Yeah, that will also give a lot of leverage to Rep United as well as Infinity if that ever happens. If they're able to hold that as a choke point against many of the teams that are trolling up ahead. Vampire Esports though, look at what they've done. The members inside of the island, they'd like to set up a very early flank onto the bridge.
A very interesting move from Vampire Esports, dropping on the southern side. But anyway, looks like it's going to be some sort of a split as well, similar to like the previous circle, but this time a little bit on the left.
Yeah, it covers the region of Georgia Pole as well. I do love myself some Georgia Pole ending if it ever were to be the case. Now let's take a look at GID. Currently at the top 8 position, I think that they have been able to stabilize. But if Boom Esports chase up to 10, they could also chase up to GD. So it's more on the case whether or not can they just maintain this current safe spot by averaging maybe 6 points per round, then they should be clear to go.
Boom. My goodness. Oof. I can feel the chills, you know, like for the fans of Boom Esports, the management, the coaches, people behind the scenes. And fun fact as well, Boom has 3 coaches.
3 coaches?
Yes, they do. So
that's a really stacked roster, I must say.
Yeah, they do. But I don't know how do they divide like responsibilities across the coaches. It could be like one of them is like a tactical coach, and another one's a
rotation coach?
Mental coach maybe, or whatever it is, right? Analyst. Maybe they might consider the analyst as a coach as well. If you divide it like that, then yeah, you kind of have like 3 coaches. But anyway, I'm really curious to know. I hope that we'll be able to ask those questions to Boom, like how did they set up their organization? Because you don't hear organizations declaring that, hey, we have 3 coaches. If they declare, they'll say that, oh, we have a psychologist and we have a coach and we have an analyst.
Yeah, and that's also a very heavy investment where many teams usually would just stick to maybe just a coach without the analyst or have none of it. You know, like they try to figure things themselves, and then when the pressure starts to crack in, it definitely will be very daunting for them to bounce back up. But I'm pretty sure that the coaches have been doing a really good job for Boom Esports. And on top of that, like we always say, great management team will eventually set up the success for the players. Of course, they will be in the forefront of the battlefield. NFT Esports only at 14, and we've definitely seen better days from the team.
I'm counting the points as well. Euro Alliance gap with the Infinity is 26 points. Now, it does feel like, okay, 2 rounds is good enough, but I can't put aside the fact that the Infinity and FaZe Clan, both of them, they will not go. It's hard for us to see them going out without points. And if they can continue to collect even a decent amount of points, it still wouldn't be enough for Euro Alliance to catch up to the #1 spot. But to see them up there at the podium spot, the top 3, it is still an amazing story for Euro Alliance, considering that they are a team that they genuinely came from community.
Exactly. And I think like this journey itself, we've been able to, thankfully we've been able to witness throughout the number of years when they were literally just spectators of the game. And then they've been joining tournaments that was held locally. And I think like they finally gained a little bit more attention, like you said, when they eventually move into MPX Rate Line and then turn into Tapa NC. And now here we go. I mean, they've been Farang Gorilla, was it?
Farang Legend.
Legend.
Yeah.
Farang Legends.
Only Olio went through the route of MPX Red Line to NC, and then now Shamil came from another Farang team before joining this. I think he might have played in another team as well, but at community level. I would have lost track of that. But for Farang Legends itself, the OGs will be people like Adit Luke, Repo Boy. They're the OGs in the team that's actively playing right now. Even Helton is taking a break now. That's why we haven't seen him the entire.
Right. That's why I
Yeah.
felt like there was something that's really different in comparison. But
Yeah.
I think like I do like this adaptation really well. I'm very sure that Sultan, as a longtime friend of theirs, will be absolutely proud of their current performance.
Oh, is he only a fan?
I think like he's like a brother to them. Or a dad.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong. That's
Yeah.
not wrong. I would almost want to say that, well, he is the boss, but okay. But nevertheless, yeah, they've been doing really well, and a lot of hard work happened behind the scenes. Not to forget as well, Loopy is their analyst, also one of the OG players for Farang back in the day too, and he stuck through with them despite him not actively playing anymore, but he contributes back as being the analyst. So it's nice to see how they can grow talent internally as well.
Yeah, and this itself will give them a little bit more of a advantage in terms of decision making when you do have somebody who have a certain experience on making great decision making. And I think like that itself is a recipe for success. Udo Alliance, majority of the rounds they've been able to win it back in Miramar. And now inside of Angle, they've shown us that they could basically pull up a top 3 another 2 rounds by the end of the night. If they do find themselves in the top 4 again, maybe even FaZe Clan will be shoved aside.
Yeah, it's possible. It's rare, but we have seen FaZe Clan going out without a single point. I mean, the Infinity had that moment as well. But then again, it is FaZe Clan we're talking about, right? So it's hard for us to realistically rule them out. So that also means that we might see this go down to final game. The last game might still be valuable for the crown, but on the other end as well, the last game might also prove valuable to, I'm just going to flip the cards now, right? Tam Entertainment survivability.
Yeah, and we compare them right now, just of course above GFAM as well as For Rivals 1 point, but these guys already have that slot. Vampire Esports exactly the same. So I think the condition here is quite similar to what's at the top of the table, right? Like close to 20 points to chase, but entirely doable. Where that also means that whoever currently at the top of the table will lose points. So it's like one way or the other. If it does happen, of course. It's a 1 out of 16 chance every map.
Yeah, it is. It will be even tighter if like the teams that we are highlighting, right? Like the Infinity FaZe Clan, Euro Alliance, for example, they get a top 3 finish. Or Tem Entertainment, GDGIDS, and Boom gets a top 3 finish. Then we'll see a really, really tight race at the end.
I really wonder how does that look like. Have we ever gotten a tie of points in the Southeast Asia Championship? I don't believe we have it, and even when that does happen, usually we count it by ranking points, differences. We count it by elimination points on top of that. So I wonder if that's going to be compared, especially within the top 2 fraggers. How does that look like?
Yeah, for the fraggers, well, I'm not too sure what the tiebreaker is, but for the team's tiebreaker, I think by now we would have known, right? Like chicken dinner, placement points will play a big role, and then
Right,
it comes
chicken dinner.
and then it comes the elimination points, and then the last ranking from the previous game will be the final determiner of the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the end game. That's like there's nothing else that can challenge the tiebreaker.
I'm pretty sure you guys listening right now might say that, hey, this sounds a little bit complicating. Don't worry, let it play out. And I think like if it does happen, we will explain it again.
Yeah,
Like
if not, it's fine.
That itself is a little bit of a rare occurrence in most part. But here we go. DX inching very close to FaZe Clan. They are going to be taking their shots here. Lambo knows how to park his cars perfectly. You know he drives something fancier than this, the UAZ. But so much intel for FaZe Clan, they are not making any drastic measures. But where exactly is the rest of the squad?
Everyone's so close to each other. And I can understand why everyone's playing by the river, because the circle is still kind of 50-50. Like it could still go up, it could still go down. And you play by the river, the moment the circle shifts, you can immediately just get across, like before anyone else. And that's what you want to achieve. And if you can get across first, you can gatekeep everyone else who tries to swim across.
Yeah, I also do like the fact that Venturis does have a vehicle with him. I think plenty of times we have seen a lot of players drive into the river, try to get a little bit more spacing so they could play healing from down under, if that is a feasible option for them. But for now, it's still going to be phase 2 where shots are being fired at Geek Fam as LD Kwang looking for a special something.
Kaya, net lang ako. Suwang ka na ako.
Yep, looking for a special something, and the special something is called Geek Fam. If only they can secure those elimination points. Although, my gut feel is that, well, I think they don't have anything to play for. They play for pride, basically, now for SLD.
And just a little bit more bump of the prize money as well, depending on the rank that they finish off at. And I think UPI has something to play for if he can chase up to some of these stats. But then again, the last we saw, he did quite a significant damage. He has appeared as top 5, top 6, around top 7 as well. But I think by now, impossible to catch up against Tony K as well as Newsy. But I think it's rather interesting to know that some of these players, they love to look back at stats like, hey, I did this well in this tournament. And that could be a resume. But this damage alone doesn't make the cut. You need to put more pointers on the board.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, based on my interactions with the players, right? Does that really count? No doubt, the first criteria is like, okay, whether you win a championship or not. I guess the second criteria is like, those kind of like hashtag done claim sort of things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, as long as there's one little thing I'll done claim. It's like, even if I get one MVP in out of like 50 rounds of PUBG Mobile, I'll still claim, I was the MVP before.
Right. Well, of course, there are the special beings that will do exactly just that. Let's see where the update goes, though. Oh my word. In between the center of the river, where there's a little bit of a cross-section of the bridge, and how do these teams play it out? There's just about, what, 70% of land, with some areas to be considered unplayable where Mormon's at.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah?
Get ready for action, ladies and gentlemen, because this kind of circle, the unshootable land or unshootable area is a lot, and we can see a lot of movement, choke points are happening, and we'll see a lot of fights. We'll definitely see a lot of fights happen in this circle, in the third circle. Expect teams to be eliminated here onwards.
Yeah, and I do see this as a slight advantage for the two teams, Udo Alliance as well as FaZe Clan, because they were in the water town, and FaZe Clan has always built that square compound just across North Georgia Pole, so they have one of the earliest access now. Alter Ego have joined in the ranks along with GD to keep Udo Alliance company.
Ooh, Alter Ego, Udo Alliance, GD, GIDS in the same compound. The good news is that it's still in the circle, so it could be a little bit of a staring contest. But the moment the circle shifts away, this is where World War 362 will happen.
Yeah, and this is definitely a tall task ahead of certain teams out there. Udo Alliance just need to keep themselves alive to stand a chance at the title. Still a long chase, but it could start from here. Well, of course, with a lot of possibilities still on the line. All 64 players still intact. And with Infinity finally making measures through the school area of play, they have understood that the whole south side is clear. We didn't manage to spot out lurkers like AE or GD. They will continue on forward.
Oh, such an interesting spot for Doozy to be left alone. Okay. I know there's some elevation here. I know that there's a hill behind him, so he doesn't need to worry about whatever happens behind. But it looks like Newsy don't realize that as well. It's like, okay, no, not a good position to be in, being called back by his teammates, and let's move to a different location.
And Geek Fam is also suffering almost the same fate. They were trying to approach this area of play. NFT has been able to shove them back for only the slightest, while NFT will also try to reposition after having a little bit of a challenge against these two teams. And Geek Fam looking like they're about to lock horns with the rest of Infinity.
Oh, Geek Fam just beside the Infinity. The Infinity wouldn't mind a couple more points because they still want to pull away from FaZe Clan. Good news is that they haven't bumped to FaZe Clan. If they meet FaZe Clan, they'll be more than happy to try to take them out. But looking at the circle currently, I'm trying to spot. Okay, FaZe Clan is on the left, so and the Infinity is still in the main peninsula, so they're kind of far. But FaZe Clan has the circle advantage now. The Infinity doesn't have it. It's going to be tougher for the Infinity now.
Right, and remember the conversation about TEM as well as Boom Esports. Take a closer look. Boom Esports further into the eastern end. TM is already by the midsection where Udo Alliance was playing in that previous game.
And Buram United as well. When this kind of circle shows up, they always prioritize the northern side. So they're currently there at this moment. I'd say the same for Udo Alliance, but it's because they had the circle at the water town. That's why they didn't prioritize the northern side yet. But speaking about prioritization, Newsy going through the blue, trying to rotate up to the northern side for sure, because if they go through any bridge, they'll be gate-capped.
Indeed, NFT Esports treading very lightly. Lycan does get a catch onto Smab. 2 points in for FaZe Clan, and the chase have already begun. Here in the final 2 games, Infinity still by the blue zone though. Oh, this is looking to be quite dicey.
At least they have a couple of representatives still all right, so they have a marker that they can call their teammates to come by. But what's going to be interesting as well is going to be FaZe Clan netting 2 elimination points. Wait a second!
Newsy's down!
Oh no! Their key player is down!
And they have no time or even space to even rescue him. Got tuning, he got blown up as well.
Oh.
Is this it? Is Infinity crashing out?
Okay, calm down. They still have 1 player, but he's taking out the blue. It's not looking good for the Infinity. FaZe Clan will be looking at the elimination feed, and they'll be smiling. They'll be super happy. They could probably overtake the Infinity. Okay, but it's still very early. They still have a representative.
Boom Esports now having Razy to drive across these corners as they are getting past some of all the crash side that's over on the northern end. Octa as well as Boom creating a little bit of semi-distance, and Tony K adds 1 more in the back, spots out players on the outskirts. 4 rivals guarding by the south section of the river. And I'm not too sure how could some of these players cut across. Now we see Logan by the river too, by the very edge of it. NFT crashing towards Kickback.
Oh, but Damru gets the preemptive strike onto Ramos. Ramos will be taking down Limpy as well. And now Limpy, it's hard for him to be picked up. Yuhai almost got the 10% health left. Fam still managed to survive, still managed to defend this area. Boy Sale still around.
And Snipes hanging on. He only has bandages to work with, no time to even heal up. And Slovell, he gets a little bit more attention coming in from Yuhai, but they will try to defend it, this compound with all their might. Geek Fam still lingering around as Mormon gets 1 refract towards 4 rivals.
Ooh.
Names and names will appear, and NFT, days are numbered.
To the left, here we go. Mika got down, lost the fight against Boycel. Boycel will take advantage of that. And he will take out Mika and Charlie with the DBS. Geek Fam going up against Boycel, but let's not forget as well, the Zone will put pressure to all of them.
Boycel now walking deeper into the smoke, might actually be clipped out by the grenade. Only slight damage being done. Dammer now trying to throw more smoke grenades just to distract him for a little bit, and that should be all for D Savior. 5 eliminations at the very least, but Boycel, I don't think he'll be able to survive for far too long, especially now it's against Hayuhai as well as Damru.
Oh, Boycel! What a name there coming in from Boycel. The rest of NT there somewhere else. But the circle is in the mini island.
This?
What kind of circle is this? But Logan is still alive, but Logan just next to Lycan.
These are the teams that need to take each other out, and D Savior has the best advantage over on that island. Appy on the furthest east, while NFT Esports as well as GD trying to contend to get to land, and none of them will be able to do so. Logan hiding out.
Oh
Lambo,
no.
can he find him though? He might actually see him.
Is Logan now? He's prepping up an A. Logan only 10% health. There's no way he can recover himself. Logan may just go down to the nade. Low get taken down. And like what you said, D. Xavier did FaZe Clan a favor.
And then now it's down to Lycan to see how long he can survive. 10 more teams on board in the toughest circle we've ever seen in Arangel, as many of these teams are trying to rotate, but all getting spotted out by D. Xavier. Isis tapped with me 14-2, trying to land those shots perfectly in those angles. Couldn't really squeeze it right now. Geek Fam on the 10th place with only 3 elimination points. So many smokes utilized to cover their backs. And DX, little have we known that this whole island will be the perfect ending, and Duo finally gets it.
Oh, dude gets a knockdown onto Twice where the Eagle seems to be in trouble. Just look at the amount of players left. We have 24 players, and this is the fifth circle. Duke spots out the moving vehicle, waiting for the right moment, but he secured this elimination before it's given to anyone else.
Yep, the final tap will be landed by D. Xavier. And this team, absolutely brutal with 9 elimination points already. Speaking of 9th place, though, it's going to be NFT Esports. DX, they can wait 4 days, and they should still have ammunition. And, oh my goodness, F1, they took out FaZe Clan.
And FaZe Clan just number 8 with 3 elimination points. The Infinity will still be on top, but the gap is not that far. We'll tabulate the scores later on, but look at this boom. It's still in this, but then again, Tempest Damon still in full squad. SOS is spraying onto the other side, hoping to secure more elimination points. And Tempest Damon actually already has 7 of them.
Tem Entertainment, this was their moment to shine, and they have basically booked that prime spot for the longest. Boom Esports still hanging on the trend. This will be it. Bacon Time now being knocked out. Lamborghini just doing so much damage in this map.
Oh, Sky only gunned down by Frankie. D. Xavier now looking to be in a good spot. Boom, Razy is still alive, the last man standing, but Tem Entertainment is right in front of Tem Entertainment. It's the team that they'll be happy to be able to take out Boom. But now Razy, he is not making that big move just yet. Look at the circle moved further away.
This is definitely going to be in the back for D. Xavier if they can just hang on. Burma United, they have to finish this fight against TEM though. BRU, they got 3 of their own. But Bacon Time, they're just waiting underneath those nooks and crannies, and they should be able to survive for much longer. And who would have thought these swimmers could last so long?
Oh, Burma United still maintain their full squad. Sky only will be picked up by Tiger, and now they're starting to move into the circle. But then again, look at the amount of teams at the bridge. They have to go through the river. They don't have a choice. They'll be going in together with Tem Entertainment.
And here we go, deep diving in. Rabbit still sees everything going on, and he's just gonna go picking everybody while at it. Rabbit now gets closer and closer. Lambo hunts them out. Fish in a barrel for Lambo.
Oh, and Boom is out before Tem Entertainment. Tem Entertainment with 8 elimination points. They will pull away from Boom Esports. D. Xavier now playing by the rim of the circle. Spots out Tiger. Tiger could be gunned down. And Tiger will be taken out. Looks like it's going to be from Momo from the other side. He will be the one to steal it away. But no, Lamborghini will take it home.
Here comes Frankie as well, trying to throw a little bit of fire into the water. I'm not sure this chemical interaction is supposed to work, but somehow it does. And Shirley's going to be knocked down. Lamborghini still holding on. Tangled down, trying to push forward. He will be dropped back into the river instead with that leap of faith. And Bacon Time still having members here to work with, but they will be seeped out by Frankie.
Oh, Rabbits is in the water just as the spy giving information to his teammates to secure those elimination points. At the same time, we can see that Bacon Time's out number 6-5 elimination points for them in this round. And Sky only succumbs himself to the water, drowning himself, denying the point.
TEM, they make it in the top 5, and Mornane's flying in. Mornan secures one more in the back. Make a perfect canter coming in from the TEM Entertainment.
Oh, TX, they are not done yet. Now they're going up against GDGIDS. Luke spots out one, but they're focusing onto the water. But Allen will be faster than that. 1 knockdown, 1 elimination. It's going to be GDGIDS with 4 eliminations in total.
And they've been taking too much time, enjoying their time by the water. Then here comes Foreman! Double knock with a spray down with an M4.
Bomber, beautiful spray there, but now SOS is trying to secure knockdowns of his own. But then again, the Prince isn't helping. He has the DBS, it's a really good weapon. But look at the circle, it moves towards the other side. D. Xavier is still in this, but Mormon cleaned it out Davon.
Mormon, he does land onto 2. And now Hellforce are low coming in from GD. They could still go in for a reset. Mormon does get the grenade elimination as they are climbing more and more onto the Indonesian team. Mormon could do it, and it will rule them out of this match.
Beautiful coming from Momo. Get those elimination points to 13 now for the side of Tem Entertainment. And now they are the only team who has a full squad, and they have land to play with. But D Xavier has another land for the day. From SOC taking all of them down. There's nothing much that Buram and the Eagles can do. But Buram not going on without a fight.
Buram United goes in for a leap. Once again, my AP will be clipped out. And I believe this game is over and done with. Tem Entertainment. 16 elimination points on the penultimate round in Ergo. Who would have thought we'd get this kind of circle?
Yeah, this is a really, really tough circle. How are you going to get from across to the other side and so on and so forth? It is super duper tough. Tem Entertainment somehow managed to do it, somehow managed to defend their ground, still maintain a full squad, and this stage should end this round.
Could be it.
That could be it. That could be it. Okay, one more nade needed.
Well, just take your time on, since I don't think there's any rush. Who's coming in anyways. And looks like we have gotten Eagle Esports out of the way. Top 3 finished, and that leaves only BRU.
Yeah, they want to make sure that they get the points in the bag, but looks like, is it a denial? Yes, only one deny. Kengzo denied himself, but anyway, it's going to be a strong finish for Tem Entertainment. That means they will secure the slot on the PMGC.
And the wait is over for a team. They have been gasping for air. They almost got knocked down. But now with 16 and even maybe more elimination points here, I believe they are safe in this match.
I believe so. I believe they are. I'm not too sure about GDJDS because they went below Tem Entertainment in the overall charts. However, Boom Esports wasn't that hot as well. So we need to tabulate the scores down there. But on top, the Infinity, despite going out earlier than FaZe Clan, they're just okay. With a 20-point gap, it should still be enough for the Infinity to be at #1.
That's right, and this was one of the most interesting battle that we had, because DX, they just find so many free corners out there, but Lambo should be the one that dished out the majority of the damage, but we also have to calculate the amount of grenades that have landed coming in from Mormon.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? If only we have a stat for that later on, that'll be perfect. You just want to know how many elimination points through nades in this round. That is insane. Definitely Tem Entertainment will get most of them.
Yep, GD, they were opportunistic on taking down members of EX until Tem songs in the way. And after the top end is cleared up, there's nothing much that these players over a river could possibly do. But that was possibly the nicest nade I've seen all day, coming in from SOZ.
2 nades back to back, beautiful. Even this one is not too bad as well because the angle is hard to hit. Let's give it to them. But anyway, Tem Entertainment, that's enough, guys. That's enough. You would have secured your spot into the PMGC. 42 smoke seals, 19 nades.
Wow.
I thought it would have been more nades, to be honest.
I don't even know where you get so many utilities and how many bullets do you actually stock into some of these fights, because some players, they like to load in at least 250 bullets or so on the 5.56 or 7.62, or even if you're carrying UMP or so. That doesn't really matter, but TEM saved by the bell. 33 points. This is the biggest amount of points that we are getting here on the final day of the Grand Finals.
Although the record, if including the league, is like 20-ish, 20 or 21 eliminations, but 18 is the biggest so far in the Grand Finals, no doubt about that. This will mean that they booked their tickets into the next round. I do think that GDJIDS would have done the same as well, like booking their tickets, but we'll need to tabulate the scores again because it's really, really tight down there too. But for the difference between FaZe Clan got 4, the Infinity 1, so a difference of 3. 20-point difference, the Infinity is still at.
There's a lot of calculation to be done here before we get into our very final game. Another 1,000 damage offered by Onsens with 6 elimination points. And I guess like he managed to get a lot of long distance catches. Other than that, it's just the rest of his squad basically wiping off the team with grenades and DBSs. We've seen probably all of it already. And Onsens definitely have saved the day with this 6-pointer.
Yeah, 6 elimination points, 1,000 damage. That is, we saw 1,000 before this, right? Somewhere during the earliest.
I think it's also by TEM.
Yeah, I think so as well. So there's two 1000s. Okay, this is where it all matters, right? So boom, GDGIDS, 26 points. They have to hold that GDGIDS too soon, and they get a chicken dinner with at least 27 points just to be safe. Don't want to talk about the what do you call that, the tiebreaker. But on the top, the difference is 17 points.
17 points to chase against the Infinity for the title. And the last I've seen a miracle run by any team was back when Orange Esports CG from Cambodia was playing. And they were from the wildcard region. To even get the spot here, you need to be at least, what, top 2 or top 4 of the wildcards. And then they were not really performing all too well, but all of a sudden on the final day of the Southeast Asia Championship, they got like, what, 2 or 3 back-to-back chicken dinners? And they find that last spot to the PUBG Mobile Club Open Grand Finals.
Yeah, I remember that crazy comeback for Orange Esports. That was insane back in the day. Now this is like the modern day. Fast forward like what, 3 years? 4 years or so? Yeah, fast forward now we might see an insane play. But then again, it is as expected, right? It is down to the last game that it will still matter for these teams.
Exactly. One final game here in Erangel, and though DX got themselves that chicken dinner, they have already gotten that spot. So the biggest winner here, I think, like, we have 2 of them, TEM as well as BRU. Though BRU is kind of stuck in an awkward situation where they can't really get past FaZe Clan just about yet. But I'll definitely have to see if Bermuda pulls off crazy rounds out there. So, miracle runs, Cinderella stories. I wonder which one would it be.
Ooh, wow! I can't wait for the last round. Really, the bottom still, the bottom matters. The top matters as well. Boom Esports still can make me a boomer. Just putting it out there.
You can always be a boomer.
Yeah, I know I already am.
Yeah.
But I want to sign up as an official boomer if Boom Esports does it. So they need to. Well, one is them, right? They themselves need to put in that amazing performance. Second is that they kind of need to hope that GDGIDS goes out early.
Yeah, that's some of the hopes that they really have to bank onto it. So I'm not too sure if the final rounds will have any shenanigans, any upsets, and upheavals overall. So this is where we have to basically go in with full focus and witness great glory by the end of it all. I think by now, a lot of all these teams have displayed to us their best capable moves, and even DX with that chicken dinner, they still have a great, astounding round. TEM, kudos to all of them, and most eliminations are actually coming from TEM for the past round. 666.
I do see. Well, if only it was 777, right? Then it's like what we call a lucky 7. But okay, I think it's 666. So that's kind of interesting. It's the first time we see that. And we have a 4-3-2. We don't have a 1.
We finally actually get these stats. Thank you very much, production team. Upon Sir Cloud's request, Mormon felt like he actually lobbed more than grenades. Probably a lot more, but these are the 4 that hit. And same goes to Esso and Onsens. It's just impressive how each one of them have banked in 6 pointers apiece.
Yeah, so it's a total of 9, as we can see on screen, but there could be more as well if only we calculated the last player, which is a Bevy. But yeah, maybe he got a couple for himself, so maybe like 1 or maybe 2 or something like that. But anyway, 9 eliminations through nades only. If you kind of think about it, right? That's almost like half the eliminations. That's like exactly half. And we haven't even counted Bevy yet.
That's right. Now the trend for today is Malaysia with 2 chicken dinners, 2 chicken dinners for Thailand. Vietnam have already gotten close to it by challenging TEM, and Boom Esports have gotten 1 for Indonesia. So who does this chicken dinner belong to? Let's find out all together as we are reaching the pinnacle of our PUBG Mobile Southeast Asia Championship 2022.
Oh my goodness! I mean, I'm just feeling the chills here. You know, like. The last game matters for that #1 crown championship spot. The last game matters still for Boom Esports. Hope of a Cinderella run, hope of turning me into a boomer, and everyone else into a boomer as well. You gotta think about it. You sign up as a boomer, right?
Right. I think I'm definitely am on the list already. I followed them on their social media.
Right.
I'm pretty sure you
So you're
have
a
done so
boomer.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, I follow most of these teams out there, and of course now we have been talking about predictions, and I think this is going to be our final prediction.
It
today.
is. It is. It is. Well, again, disclaimer because we made the prediction before the show started. So I don't remember what I predicted. Do you?
I kind of remember.
Okay.
So we'll just wait for it to flash on our screen.
But that's not helping the conversation.
I know, but we have to wait for, like
You're not going to spoil it
producers to
now?
say, hey, time for us to see a winner, right? Like, so I think like the only two possibilities are between two teams: FaZe Clan, Infinity. And
Oh, yeah, you have to truly pick one. I know you picked
Yeah.
FaZe Clan, right? Because you want to get your head shaved.
I actually voted for Infinity on the final round because I wanted things to be really
Oh, so,
interesting.
so you did an Infinity back-to-back.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Though they may not have secured a back-to-back, but I think like it's kind of momentous, monumentous, if it's even a word.
Momentous, monumentous,
Yeah. Well, like whatever the word is,
Okay.
like
gigantus.
there is very low possibility for them to fail right now. Remember the time Nova Esports was trying on a very specific final game in
Oh, PMRC, right?
yes PMRC.
Okay, yeah.
What did Infinity do that time?
Well, they...
They hopped into Gacta, they
Correct.
found 2 takedowns, and they wiped out Nova Esports. What if they do this to FaZe Clan right now?
Wow, okay. Big brain there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
then show could be over.
yeah.
But we still
Yeah.
have to see if Blue
Okay.
Esports can actually get points to qualify.
Yeah, even if that happens, and assuming in that multiverse, right? Like they do that and they eliminate FaZe Clan, we still have Boom and GDGIDS.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. But okay, or maybe another multiverse, right? We might see the Boom and GDGIDS first, and then that happens later.
That's actually
Yeah,
very interesting.
I just putting it all the possibilities, right? Like that could happen, that could happen. None of them could happen, or both of them could happen at the same time.
Yeah, and
Yeah. Then okay, show's over, guys. We can head off for supper and all that.
well, not just yet, my friend. We still have one more game to go, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, there's a lot of nerves coming into some of the players that are contending for their own pride and glory. And I think like Thailand have shown us that they have all the right mentality and tenacity to basically groom a lot of all these players from their league. And they have just outclassed many of all these teams through the league. In the grand finals, they are showing up yet again. I definitely want to know what is that secret recipe that they had. Because, well, if they do get an interview with them, that would be something that I would definitely ask.
Yeah, I wonder who we'll get an interview with. Of course, it depends on the day's performance as well. That's why I noticed the trend, right? So, but looking at today's trend, like out of the teams that might get an interview, I think we might get Udo Alliance again.
Yeah, probably it. And I'm pretty sure that they'll be extremely happy with qualifying into the PUBG Mobile World Championship.
Global Championship for the first time.
Yeah, for the very, very first time. So I believe that we will have to wait for a little bit more and then we'll come back to more matches.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
our final matches.
Oh yeah, calm down. We're not going to a break, alright?
Yeah.
You're making it sound like
No.
we're going to a break. Yeah.
no.
But anyway, you talk about the prediction, right? So let's see if your memory serves you right. So
Yep, there we
yeah.
go.
Okay, and of course, like we did talk about like Udo Alliance being one of the hot teams today. So there you go.
Yeah, and I did vote for them and they managed to also get that chicken dinner early on. So I just really want to see every team out here who have played their hearts out for so many days to give that final stand, give it all they've got, and we just have a perfect time here in this round.
Yeah, this will be the final round. Okay, so all right, so this makes me curious. Right? So you did the prediction whereby you put in 2 infinities back to back. Why were you hesitant when I asked you about choose between the infinity
I
and
just
FaZe
want
Clan?
to do it for fun.
Oh,
yeah,
fun,
like- Yeah,
Okay.
like it's no fun if we are both voting for Infinity at first.
Fair enough.
So I think like that was the suspense that we did get coming in from FaZe Clan. I think it's still on, But now, advantage is on the hands of the Infinity to close out this championship match point.
I'm still not letting that go, you know. I gave you the opportunity to choose the Infinity of FaZe Clan first.
Don't worry.
And you hesitated.
We'll get to that.
I wonder why.
After the whole show.
Are you what in Malaysia we call lelang?
Lalang.
Oh, so it depends on which team wins, you will support that team. Jumper's not playing.
Jumper's not playing.
Yeah. But anyway, who's going to be playing? Of course, it's going to be the teams, and that's going to be the final round, ladies and gentlemen. This will determine that #1 spot, and maybe even Boom Esports Cinderella run from number 16 into PMGC. They need to depend on what happens to GDJIDS on the top. It's going to be the bout. It's going to be the fight between FaZe Clan as well as the Infinity, or maybe Youth Alliance. Let's go!
This is the moment that you all have been waiting for. It's time to find out who will be the one to lift the PUBG Mobile Southeast Asia Championship Trophy home. And all of this will start from the island of Sunamska military base. First, I do like myself a little bit of projection of the island. So far, I think we've talked so much about Boom Esports. Can they handle the heat? Can they beat these teams above them to secure that final spot? But now, down to championship matchup to determine is it FaZe Clan or Infinity.
Ooh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Okay, this is... I'm feeling all jittery right now. Okay, so of course, what's going to be important is going to be Circle. The flight path is still kind of manageable, but like what you said, right? Crashes could happen in the final round. So I'm keeping my eye on to the Infinity. Are they still going to drop around the areas of Milta, like what they normally do? Or what are they going to do? So far, it looks like Milta is going to be their destination, so no hard drops yet.
Yeah, it's also very interesting that we're looking at GD. It's going to be really, really close to players of the Infinity. And most often than not, we see them by Nova of Noe, but since the area is taken up, so that's where they might have plans for the Infinity itself. I'm trying to catch where exactly is FaZe Clan. Can't really spot them through my eyes. I don't have eyes of an eagle. And it will be very interesting because usually they drop into treasure pole. And this is no access for FaZe Clan. And there we go. Just across the river.
Yeah, the moment you mention it, yeah. They show up. So FaZe Clan, oh, by the way as well, it's going to be the final push as well for Tony K and Newsy to get the FMVP. Looking at the stats, thank you so much for production, just as we were talking about it. So Tony K contributed 44.6% of the eliminations. It feels like just basing out of this, Tony K seems to be at the forefront. And also that's but then again, that's percentage of the eliminations out of the team.
Yeah.
The Infinity, oh man, the math is killing me right now. But then again, the Infinity, they got way more eliminations than FaZe Clan, despite having lesser percentage for Newsy. Maybe in a absolute number, he still has more than Tony K.
Yeah, this is quite the race for the title of FMVP. Well, speaking of race, we got 4 rivals going on case with Eagle Esports. Time to party.
Oh, time to party. Starting off with April, taking on Namshin. 4 rivals not stopping yet. They know they have the M16. So that's where they're going to take that advantage. Now, Namshin, no way for him to be picked up. And they're just going to have a good time getting this first blood. April, yeah, calm down, April.
I just love that Namshin is still trying to find angles to hide, but there's not much space for him to crawl. So, crawling back to the lobby, he goes. Namshin so far have played for more than 4 years in PUBG Mobile, if I even counted correctly. And it's great to have seen him basically represent Vietnam once again with Eagle Esports.
Yeah. A lot of players from Eagle Esports, they're actually really, really veteran. Like, let's not forget about Chua as well.
F1.
F1's really veteran. If I'm not mistaken, F1 used to play with with
Fox
Lamborghini
Gaming. Yeah.
and yeah, a couple of these players from Xavier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but oh wait a second, Tony Kane knocked out. Oh no!
Oh my word.
no!
SLD!
SLD could be the hero for the Infinity.
Not like this, Space Clan.
No!
Have Lycan knocked out. There's almost no possibility now for FaZe Clan to chase up without these players. The top fragger on his knees, and there's no help available. SLD have crushed FaZe Clan's dream of securing that #1 spot.
SLD, they pretty much have no business. No business. MR5, last man, no vehicle, not stocked up at all. We can see that he only has a level 1 vest, no first aids. Oh no, this is a disaster for FaZe Clan.
Who would have thought that it could end up in such a fashion? SLD, 16 seed here in the grand finals, takes out all 3 members, including the top fragger of the team. And I think they need emotional healing.
Almstar is going to give it to them. He has a lot of that.
If he's in the team, of course.
If he is, but yeah, maybe they can just go hang out after this. I'm not too sure how far are they from each other physically. But Total throws you. So Mela is at the forefront, and 2 players from Tem Entertainment joining in.
Yeah, and looking at Tem, they have definitely shown us how they usually close rounds. They stock up a lot of grenades. They don't use it prematurely in these early rounds of the phase for those battles. And once they do win a couple of fights, they will be able to continue to restock. And now Nuzi overtakes Tony K by only 1 point, and Tony K is already out of the race.
I know it's slightly early, but as far as I recall, we do not have a 2-time Southeast Asia champion yet.
Right.
Right?
It has been passed around from every single season. The Infinity has won it before. Other than the Infinity, I think like there's quite the number of at least a name. The most recent one being the X. Back in time when their players were known as RQ Athena has gotten one. BTR?
Even have they gotten a double Southeast Asia before?
It feels
BTR?
like they have been able to achieve quite the accomplishment, but I will definitely have to fact check
yeah,
on
we need
that.
to fact check that. I know that it's a lot of history because it's been many years, and even in a single year you have like 2 Southeast Asia championships, and then you have multiple PMPLs and whatever whatnot, PMCOs and whatever whatnot, all in between. But we need to fact check that. But the Infinity, I would say pretty much for sure that if they will be champions, I'm not ruling them out totally just yet. They will be the first Thai team to get 2 chicken dinners. 2 championships.
2 championships.
Right. Yeah.
That could be the very great possibility that it will happen. And back in time, they are moving rather quickly into the circle. There will be no hindrance whatsoever for the Thai team overall. So far today, I think like they've been able to put quite amount of significant points where we've seen Bacon Time slide from 4th place to 7th and all the way back up. That's due to the fact that this whole Southeast Asia bout has been so competitive.
Speaking of competitiveness, right? Okay, so I'm trying to wrap my head around the possibility of Yudo Alliance and Buriram United to catch that #1 spot too.
They're both tied at 207, and therefore they need about...
They have a difference of 27 points with the Infinity. Okay,
27.
yeah, 27. I mean, on an average wise, we do see like 25 points maybe, 25 points or a little bit lesser.
27 is kind of pushing it.
Yeah, it's pushing it. And we must consider the fact that the Infinity can still collect points.
Yeah.
Unless they're totally out.
Honestly, Infinity just need like 5 points. Not that hard to do.
Yeah. 5 points for the Infinity is not hard.
It's like a walk in the park for them right now. TEM though, remember they closed that first round? 18 points, and they were latecomers to the scene, and still gotten that many apiece. So we'll see. Would there be some form of anomaly? I still think that it's kind of hard for FaZe Clan, or I mean Face Gun is already out of the picture, if you ask me.
Mm.
Udo Alliance, BRU. I would still count it out for now. I'm taking on hopes for Boom Esports instead.
Okay, yep. To be honest, I have a lot more interest at the bottom right now. I feel that that's a little bit more exciting because Boom is performing. We're not denying that. GDGIDS has been slipping a little bit. So let's see if they can really catch up. But now let's focus on the fight where Bacon Time is going up against the Eagles.
Bacon Time making it swift, but they did have Shirties dropped out. 4 rivals now spotted out from quite the distance. Nine Noisy will have insight that they are leaving the area of play. A lot of players over on the shooting range predicting that it will be lightning striking twice across the region, but it's never going to be the case. They will have to rotate eventually, and 4 rivals on the mark. Appy haven't been able to find anything at all. He tries to drive through all style and still survive.
Oh, Appy. Okay, he's cool. But no, he's
He
not
lost
cool.
the tire.
Not cool. You lost the front tire, it's fine. But you lost the back tire. Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, I don't think he will be able to move all too far. He will just have to fend off for himself for the time being. But Burrows does get a little bit more of a damage done towards ISIS. Bacon Time. Have a 2-2 split going on, and 4 rivals already soaking a little bit more of a damage. I think there is good likelihood that both sides will still survive through the shooting range.
Yeah, they should be able to. I can't imagine that the choke points onto the main peninsula is closed off. So they should be okay. But it also depends on how long they want to take the fight inside of the zone right now. So far, both teams kind of balance, but 4 rivals is still taking out the blue for some reason.
And I think like they can just basically play for time until the next phase appears. I definitely would love to take a peek at the current phase 2 to see where exactly we are headed. So, Yummy tries to land a couple of taps with a Mini 14. Quick moving vehicles are really hard to hit, especially on that 8 times where you need to predict a little bit more of that bullet drop. But Yummy, I think we've seen a lot from the team. Boom Esports still needing to fight for their chance.
Recalculating back. So Boom Esports 26 points with GDGIDS. They have to first hope that GDGIDS gets eliminated early. I think that is the first criteria. If GDGIDS still survives until a top 5 and Boom is in the top 5, and that wouldn't make any difference. They will still be out. But then again, speaking of a team that could be out, Buriram United seems to be in trouble. Boom! They cannot afford to lose any player at all.
Quick U-turn coming in. Bobohu gets into safety for the time being. Buriram United now lurking around the skill compound. That's going to be the edge of the phase 2 circle. BRU just played rather slowly, while Boom Esports, they're not too phased at all. Where Buriram United will just go in for quick rotations. 59 players still on board. 1 point coming in for Bacon Time much earlier. And Alter Ego and NFT, they have never left the island, but they're about to reach onshore. But look at GeekFam.
But Wonder Circle, well, Alter Ego still at the southern, at bridge, right? So now GeekFam is playing the gatekeeping role at the bridge. I think by now, Alter Ego would have PTSD with GeekFam, if you ask me.
Yeah, there's too many times that they've been meeting against each other, and we're taking a look at the south side. We have Infinity, GD, Boom Esports on the eastern side. There's a lot of important teams that are lurking around the southern region.
Okay, here we go. Looks like Alter Ego is just going to go for it. They don't really have a choice right now. If they go through to the left, they might not have enough utilities to reset themselves. But GeekFam seems to be disinterested with trying to gatekeep Alter Ego, so, well, Alter Ego's going to be okay.
Yeah, things are looking mighty fine for GeekFam to secure a couple of chicken dinners by now. And we've definitely seen a lot of great stuff. Same includes Rebel Boy here with a takedown. Udo Lions, they make their first move, but this is about to be stolen away by DX, but thankfully Repo got it back.
Okay. Udo Alliance, I mean, slim chance for the championship together with Buriram United, but they wouldn't mind collecting points along the way just to keep their hopes up. But of course, they need to depend on the Infinity to drop out as well. looking at the circle, looking at normally how they will rotate into it. They will play it very, very safely. They might play by the rim of the circle. Speaking about the Infinity, we do see them right now, and because of their current condition, I don't think they will be interested to take that many fights.
That's true. Meanwhile, Alan playing on the knife's edge by the top of the roof. His team has got him covered. And I'm just trying to understand the initial frags coming in. SLD, do they usually drop in that compound?
For SLD,
Time to time, yeah.
if time to that, yeah. And plus, at that point when they're there, it's already when they rotated.
Yeah, they've already had a little bit more loot, and that was an immense spray down.
Correct. If it's past like the second or third minute when they landed into a compound, normally their regular drop spot, that's when they are already ready to move. Normally it's like that. So they could have gone from one location to another, so they happen to be in the way of FaZe Clan, and they just took advantage of it. I mean, they wouldn't know who is rotating in front of them, right? To be fair.
Yeah. Overall, it was just great catches coming from SLD to open the round here with 3 pointers. Lukif sees a little bit more movement coming from the team that we've just been talking about. Smep, as well as the rest of SLD, will be hunting inside. Many of all these walls, Streps now will follow along the ride with the rest of Vampire Esports. I wonder if it's going to end up directly in the middle of Gatka, or could it swerve back to Pachinki?
Oh, goes up. But speaking about middle, right? The Infinity and FaZe Clan MR5, they were just next to each other, pretty much. It's quite a distance, I understand that, but from our view, they're next to each other. MR5 now face a risk with GDGIDS passing by beside him. If he goes down, that is it. End game, no opportunity at all. Although it's still slim right now, but that gives 0% for them for the championship. But it's going to start right now. The fight between Alter Ego and the Infinity.
Nuzi finding a little bit of damage, but not enough to help Mela out. Is currently on the ground. Nuzi's going to be quite far away, but he still lands so much attacks onto players of Alter Ego. He gets one. Can he get another one in the back? And they're just trying to regroup in the shack. This is great time for Infinity to strike.
Oh, yeah, the Infinity. Just look at how they reset themselves. Mela will be taken out, though. Gatuni with a nade tossing onto the side of Alter Ego. It could land. One nade could rule them all.
Oh.
And one nade does rule them all. 2 of them down. Snipes is going to steal it away.
My goodness gracious, Nuzi put a double frag. And he's been tagging and tagging. He's not even able to go in for the rescue. He's trying to squeeze this final bullet onto Renari, and it will be a done deal for Alter Ego.
Oh, it's interesting to see that how News is not being punished for his over PK, but never mind about that. Anyway, he managed to get a knockdown.
And overall, that was a little too feisty coming in from the rest of Infinity. Now we see many of all these teams taking plays all across the flat ground surface. Infinity relying on smokes, but here comes UPI.
Oh, UPI. Okay, so now Nuzi is the last man standing. The Infinity, 2 of their players is out at this moment, but yet it looks like he won't be able to secure more than those eliminations. But hang on a second, Nuzi is going in for it. If he could pick them up, they could reset.
I'm not too sure if he does have enough utilities, though. Pombi now spots out UPI from quite the distance. He's tapping into the smoke, somehow getting a little bit of damage done. Now Infinity taking a really risky move to be on the streets, and that's where they will have to have that perfect setup. Thankfully, Nuzi, he has plenty of stocks of smoke.
Oh man, look at the recovery from the Infinity. They are like the Walking Dead. What does it take to take them down?
Well, 2 squats, 3 squats, I think 10 squats, they will still find a way to get into the final circle. And Infinity, that was a masterful performance coming from Nuzi, and this is why we have seen him to be the top performer in the league.
Okay, now the Infinity, somehow they managed to reset to a trio. My goodness. And FaZe Clan, MR5 is hanging out the blue. Officially, they could be out soon.
And I think like there's mathematically no possibility for them. And there's more fights going on in the outskirts. These Indonesian teams are having a little bit of a tough moment. Boom Esports, they lose 1 vehicle. How is this rotate?
Oh no. And the other vehicles is...
How did it move up there?
How did it move out there? Exactly. And it's going to be hard for them to take it down. And plus, they'll be pressured by Blue. And now Boom will be pressured by Buriram United. If Buriram United eliminates Boom, that will be it. The hopes and dreams of going to PMGC will need to wait.
And that's 2 members being taken down by C-Sky only. We still have Razy over in the back trying to heal up. I believe that will be the final player left for Boom Esports.
M5! M5 is out! This is official. FaceTime will not be able to catch up, but Judo Alliance as well as Buriram United can still maybe catch up.
There is a huge possibility out there. Boom Esports, you see Razy on a tough drive, hitting directly into the middle. How much smoke does he have? How much can he pull out of this magic hat? There's still many of these teams coming in for the picture, and TEM tries to vanquish the rest of Vampire Esports. Traps for the damage.
Oh, Mama will not take no for an answer. He'll counter fire onto the side of Bias, and he'll pick up his teammate at the same time. Onzen keeps cover fire too. Onzen together with Mama, they need to pick up their teammate quickly. SOZip is still down.
TEM. They have a little bit more of a wiggle room here to slowly cut into the circle. Needing to deal with the rest of VP. Even GD just crafted. BRU will stop all these teams on their track. And this is not the first Indonesian team that they have been dealing with.
Okay, they still tries to get away. They still needs to survive because they know that whatever happens, they cannot go out before Boom. Because as long as Boom is still alive, there's still a slight possibility that they might be overtaken. And now the Infinity, they're coming in. The Infinity managed to eliminate another team, but Boom is out. Boom is out. That means PMGC slots have been secured.
And of course, that is for GID, but the fight still remains. Logan now on the last end will be dropped. Uzi now going for a refract, jumping into the ditch. Let's see whether he can basically close this one out. And he does land a tap. My goodness gracious. Infinity survives to tell the tale, and they will fight on true Gatka Hill.
Focusing on the 4 rivals right now, the Judo Alliance. 4 rivals crash into Judo Alliance. Judo Alliance is out. That means the slimmest hope and possibility now lies on the Buriram United.
Buriram United have 1 member down, 4 rivals getting tagged by TEM as well. Just look at how many more Thai teams are still on the block. Same goes to Indonesia. DX have gotten 5 frags in the past 20 minutes. Mormon drives forward. He will spot out the rest of 4 rivals. And there's only 1 member that's healthy, and that's Abby.
Oh, Onzen sprays on the 4 rivals, who happen to be on the other side. A4 maybe finish off. And now we see that Kingzo tries to take on the opponents on the other side as well. 5 elimination points for Tem Entertainment. They're not stopping yet.
From United, we have been able to at least secure quite the area of play. They are just man-marking onto 4 rivals who is slowly running out of resources as they utilize so many smoke grenades. Meanwhile, NFT Esports, they're being surprised. Oh my goodness, Newsy's out.
Newsy's down, but they have 1 player still active left. Onzen goes in, and Onzen eliminates 4 rivals. That is it. The campaign is over at number 7. 5 elimination points in this round. The Infinity still have 1 player. Buriram United still in this.
And take a look at that. TEM, they got 7 elimination points. They can eventually overtake Judo Alliance, who's no longer in the game. They've already secured 1 ticket here previously, and it could be their back-to-back win to make it into the podium finish. Kangzo now coming to tap. And so it will not survive.
Oh, beautiful hit there coming from Kingzo. And the Infinity's out at number 6, 5 elimination points, but not going to be a problem for them. I believe that they are the champions right now, but before we announce that, putting focus on the Buriram United, securing those elimination points. 8 now in the bag for Buriram.
The X with the most number advantage, they will be taking the direct center stage of the circle. This is a very familiar scene for the rest of Buriram United, but all of them are playing by the flag downs here. A little bit more of a towel grasp for some of these players of the X to hide out. Frankie is marking onto the corners of the map, but not being able to find anything at all. They see C-Sky only. Rebis going with a chance. 1 more time will do.
Oh, these Xavier, the only team in the full squad at this moment, and they do have the circle as well. NFT, the last player, is in the circle. That's going to be Sorbel, but Onzen is going to spray onto the Xavier. The Xavier, they still survive the spray from Tem Entertainment.
Bevy. One out. Frankie trying to jump over onto the haystack. He will be able to survive. Now advantage back to the X. TM have stole their glory in the past round, and it's the similar top 3 that we're getting from the past game.
Oh, Bevy with M4 spots DZB on the other side. Bevy, these rabbits immediately goes down, and it's going to be on to secure that elimination point. Now they have even up the manpower, and now DZB trying to trade it back. Kingzo is still alive, 50% health by Kingzo. It's played by the edge of the circle. At the same time, they have one player on the outside as well for the side of DZB.
T-Sky only playing so tactically with the rest of BRU. They're waiting for the next phase to appear, and Frankie is still hunting out TM. They're slowly getting crushed. Not much that answers to basically reply with, and there we go. Tap after tap, and Bevy's out.
Oh, Frankie managed to get one for himself. And now we have Duke moving in. Can Duke spot out the rest of Buriram United? Right now, we have one player for Tem Entertainment. He could be the kingmaker in this fight.
It could be the case. Anson's on the past round have been able to take down 7 or 6 players out there. C-Sky only will get a knock onto Frankie. One more attack is all it takes to actually exhaust them. And they get it.
And it is Kingzo securing the elimination onto D Xavier. They will be out at number 9. Number 3 with 9 eliminations, but it's going to be 10 for Buriram United. Unstoppable.
You did predict it for Buriram United earlier today, and they may just be the ones that cross the finish line, but
okay.
He's about to celebrate already. This is the last dance between 2 of these high teams. We've already gotten ourselves a victor of the whole championship, but we're finding our final chicken dinner.
Well, there you go. Buriram United will take on the final chicken dinner and our PMPS Southeast Asia Championship final, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, I believe we have crowned our champion, but we will make the official announcement shortly. For now, we will rejoice. Buriram United taking home the final chicken dinner.
Quite the masterclass of long-range battles coming into GATCA, and BRU have done it again yesterday with 2 chicken dinners, and now, once again, reigning supreme as they have been able to conquer many of all these angled maps. And let's take a look into the highlights before we officiate anything for now. This was that moment where SLD have sealed the fate of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, it was too early for FaZe Clan. They didn't even have an opportunity to fight. Even MR5 wasn't looted up. He didn't have a vehicle. They didn't even have a chance.
And I've definitely brought up the point that Bet Flight Path does not allow members of FaZe Clan to be able to get into the city that they want to, but they could always opt for the other plan. They didn't basically do any of that. They just picked vehicles and left off, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing if you don't have plan B, right, for yourself. Oh man, but SLD, I can imagine like if they have like social media to banter with each other, I can imagine like FaZe Clan would have been like, you know what, SLD, I'll remember you for the rest of my life.
Upset for days, for sure. But TM though, I think like 2 rounds in a row, they have been so impressive. Though it was 1 player only, it put up quite a fight, and C-Sky only, I think, will be able to do quite a significant number by the end of the round. Kenzo has gotten a lot of headshots as well, and by then, BRU gets the final chicken dinner of the PMPL SEA Championship Grand Finals.
And not to mention as well, we have Tem Entertainment inside the chart together with D Xavier and NFT Esports in it too. But about Buriram United, what a game this is. This is actually a very good game from Buriram United. A lot of open space, but they managed to deal with it. And they managed to deal with a lot of teams actually getting into the circle at the same time. And they prioritize well.
That's true, and of course, with great prioritization, you'll be able to seek your way out for a chicken dinner of your own. Let's now add the points altogether. 27 points for Buriram United at number 1, 20 points for TEM, and there's just
not enough.
Not enough for Boom Esports with that 6-pointer.
And not enough for Buriram United to miraculously take out the Infinity from that number 1 spot. So the Infinity 9 minus 27. 27 minus 9, yeah, that's like what, 18? So Yeah, it's definitely not going to be that. Is 18 correct? Yeah, my math is killing me right now. Yeah, it's just too many numbers. But
Don't worry. I think like we've spent the whole day calculating. Even from yesterday, we have got calculations of our own. Like how.
Oh yeah, it's 18. Yeah.
Yep, 18 should be the right number. But look at this. We got 6 for Kangzo.
It's been a long time since we see Kangzo as the MVP. Former player of Secret Gen. Right now, he is back. 1,273 damage, 6 elimination points. Fairly balanced all around. If you can see, MVP points 6.6, distance not too bad as well, 204, 42% team contribution, above average for all the elements.
That's right. And with that being said, let's add all the points together and let's celebrate the Infinity as your champions of the PMPL SEA Championship.
And besides that as well, welcome Warrior United, Face Clan, Tam Entertainment, Judo Alliance, GDGIDS onto the 2022 PMGC League, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much to Boom Esports, NFT Esports, Eagle Esports, and SLD for playing with us. Hope to see you again next season.
That's right, and GD, I think on this very final round, they've been able to finally clutch it as they put back 183 points on the board. And Boom Esports, I think like there was too much pressure going on. They were on the outskirts, getting tagged out as well. But here are our champions.
Oh
the
my
Infinity.
Goodness. The Infinity, now officially 2-time Southeast Asia champions. Congratulations to the Infinity. What a run it has been for them. Lots of ups and downs, lots of challenge from other teams, but they stand tall. They deserve this championship, the Infinity and beyond.
The Infinity have been able to conquer all of these maps, and even with FaZe Clan chasing upon them, it looks like another day's work in the league itself, and many teams have tried and tested it. DX could not hold on to the throne, and look at how they've been able to start this grand finals run to remain at the top for most part. There is no other contender, and we'll see them in the PUBG Mobile Global Championship.
Yeah, we'll definitely see them without a doubt. And they'll be coming in with the red carpet as the champions of Southeast Asia. The Infinity is just one of a kind. Oh my goodness. I mean, now I'm wondering, like, okay, so we have a couple of awards as well. We have the individual award. We also have the MVP award as well. So do keep an eye on that. Newsy or Tony K? I have a feeling it's going to be Newsy.
It has to be Newsy by now. The way that he has played throughout many of all these games, he could basically solo out many of all these players. And now, let's take a look once again on the qualification system, where some of the teams have already had invitations to the PUBG Mobile Global Championship. So we start off here with Vampire Esports, who have won the PMWI. And from Indonesia, it's EVOS Esports and Megatron Red Aliens. Thailand, we've got the Infinity, as well as Bacon Time. Malaysia, Geek Fam, as well as 4 Rivals. And from Vietnam, DX and Box Game.
And of course, from the grand finals of the Southeast Asia Championship, we have Warrior United, FaZe Clan, Tam Entertainment, Judo Alliance, and GDGIDS. FaZe Clan, they missed out on the previous Southeast Asia Championship, but when they come back in strong, and they come back in with that opportunity to move on to PMGC as well. Congratulations to all our teams here. We'll see them very, very soon. But Alter Ego Limax, they have a little bit of a fast track slot. They will be playing straight into the PMGC finals.
That is definitely that golden ticket that they managed to achieve. Alter Ego will be seeing everybody else, and they will be able to even study every other team out there. We see great consistency from this team, and they will definitely impress everyone around the world.
Oh, the season MVP goes to Nose from the Infinity, and he has overtaken Tony K for that FMVP spot. 2.2 MVP points as the final calculation for Newsy, and this is also his second time getting the season MVP in the Southeast Asia Championship. stage.
Looks like Newsy's hand will be pretty much full with trophies and accolades from all these games that he has spent so much time, and it all paid off. Big prize money, a lot of golden trophies, 163 eliminations, and he has also bested Tony K. Let's also see the individual awards here, as we got the Gunslinger title still belonging to FaZe Clan Tony K.
Oh, but majority of the players coming from the Infinity. We have the top survivor Mormon, and we have the top medic, which is Logan, Eagle Eye, Daybot. No one's gonna take that away from him. And Newsy, the grenade master. They will take home a piece of the money each and everyone as an extra little bit of a bonus.
That's right. For all the hard work and determination, they definitely do deserve a special break before they hit over to the PUBG Mobile Global Championship round. And I do believe that we are just about to hit off for our closer. What a night it has been through the weekend, and we have finally seen the true champions of Southeast Asia.
Captain Jack Newsy, they say, my goodness. But then again, at least Tony K still gets something. It was a tough race between the two of them for that individual award, but Tony K is still the top gunslinger in our Southeast Asia Championship as well. So congratulations to all these winners. They all go home with something of their own at least. And we'll be seeing most of them in the PMGC happening very, very soon.
That's right. Of course, we definitely have to thank all of you guys out there that have been joining us. But before we even go, we still have a special interview here with Udo Alliance.